am on my way to pick up Zachary. He had a tennis game after school today. He's really gotten deep into tennis, and I'm kind of proud of that because I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. You know, who knows? I could have been the male version of the Williams sisters had my parents been able to scrounge up some money for lessons. But hello everyone, my name is Angelo Bell. I'm a passport brother who brought his fiance from Vietnam to the United States. We got married and now we're trying to live our best life together. I never thought I was going to get married again for a second time after my divorce. I was divorced for probably 10 years? No, longer than that. Probably 13, 14 years before I got remarried. My wife, however, has not gotten remarried. And I do have to say that, you know, it's nice to kind of beat your spouse to the punch of being remarried. It kind of, you know, dispels the illusion that you were the problem in your previous marriage if you're able to get married again. At least that's what's working in my mind. I'm always competitive. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the earthquake that occurred in that occurred in Myanmar and stretched as far as Thailand, and the aftershocks were even felt in some parts of Vietnam. Thailand is about 8,000 miles away.
What?
Vietnam is about 1,000 miles away from the epicenter of the earthquake in Myanmar. And one of the things that kind of came to my mind was that as someone who is now looking at the possibility for early retirement in a few years and where I'm going to live so I can get the best bang for my buck when it comes to money, I was thinking that I would move to Southeast Asia. It's very competitive amongst Americans who are trying to move to Asia, but now I'm not so sure that competitiveness is going to still exist. And I say that because there are quite a few, this idiot is like all behind me in a rush. Just go around me, you fool. It's usually very competitive, but after the earthquake, a lot of folks who are not like myself, who I've lived in Southern California for the last 20 years, are used to and accustomed to earthquakes. So, you know, obviously we still have a fear and a caution about the big one. And this one in Myanmar was big. It was a 7.7. But anyway, so a lot of the Americans or Westerners in Southeast Asia who was there during the earthquake are now thinking about packing up and moving on to getting out of there and coming back to the United States. So that's going to open up a lot of jobs in that area. So right now may not be such a bad time to look for a job in Thailand, particularly if you're, you know, speak another language, working in logistics or some other function of business in that capacity. So that's what I'm looking at. This knucklehead doesn't even see me. I'm sitting here flashing my lights. So that's what I'm looking at, and I'm excited about the possibility of being able to get a job there. Hold on, come on, man, hustle! I'm blocking traffic. Come on, hustle. Thank you. Are you cold?
Yeah, I'm tired.
So I was just talking to my YouTube audience. That's my son Zachary in the background. I was just talking to my YouTube audience about now is a good time to move to Thailand because of the earthquake that just happened in Myanmar, which severely affected folks in Thailand. And now a lot of Americans and other Westerners are scared to death of earthquakes, so they're leaving. Because it's a very unexpected thing in Thailand to have to deal with an earthquake. But as someone who's grown up in Southern California, I'm not so scared about it. I was born and raised in New York, which typically doesn't have earthquakes. However, I have experienced an earthquake in New York. Probably in I think it was like 92, and since I've been in California, there has been another earthquake that was felt. I should say it was felt in New York City. The thing about earthquakes and big cities are that a lot of people don't understand that the buildings are designed to sway, so they're supposed to go back and forth, because if they're very rigid, they would just topple over like a house of cards. But it's a scary sight to see a 33-story building waving, like doing a wave in the air, or particularly if you're on the 33rd floor and the building is waving, and it can probably make you want to pee on yourself. But obviously my solution to that is not to subscribe to the high-rise life. Personally, I'm afraid of heights anyway, so I'm not down with that kind of thing anyway. But so I'm going to be looking at some opportunities to see what the job market is like in Thailand, and then that way I won't be Nia and I will be really close to Vietnam. It's like $150 for I think it's like a 90-minute flight from Bangkok to Ho Chi Minh, to go back and see family and establish some roots in Vietnam, and maybe a temporary living situation between the two cities and the two countries while we are getting established during the transition of my time during early retirement. So if you're out there and you are considering moving to Southeast Asia, I think now is a good time to start testing the waters and seeing what's out there, because there will be a fairly substantial exodus of Westerners leaving jobs in Southeast Asia. And it doesn't just have to be in like Bangkok. You can look for jobs in other areas of Thailand and even Malaysia, and even Cambodia. Some of these big Fortune 500 companies have satellite offices or even big headquarters all throughout Southeast Asia. So just keep looking for that, and I'll let you know what I find out, and I'll probably be submitting to jobs on behalf of Nia as well, because she obviously, as an English speaker of Vietnamese nationality, who also speaks Mandarin, those skills might be highly sought after. So we'll see what happens with that. I will keep you informed, and I am about to pull into the driveway call this thing a day, and then we'll talk more about Vietnam and the earthquake situation in there and what possibilities arise later. Peace out.